Wait, hold on.
Oh, excuse me.
No, we got to wait until Charlie gets rolling.
Yeah, everybody got to be rolling. Tell us when we're good to go. You always got a light now, brother. Just
We're good.
add on it. We're ready. I can. I don't want to get in their way.
Thank you. Yeah, it'll work.
You good? You good? Everybody rolling?
Yep. Good to go.
All right, Coach. Well, you know, coaches all the time talk about conference tournament time as the second season, and to some degree, it really is, particularly for a team like yours. You've got an opportunity to go in there and do some damage, and hey, you said you think you can make a deep run?
You know, more than anything, our first game is our championship game. We can't do anything deep in the SEC unless we're successful in the first game, and we're not overlooking anybody. We just said that, like all of the teams in our conference, because of the parity, anybody's capable of making a deep run, so why not us? But you're not running anywhere unless we can, play good basketball for a longer period of time than just one half. We're really capable of playing one half. We got to put together two halves.
I've been told my whole life it's hard to beat a team 3 times. Regardless of who you play, you're going to have to try to beat either Mississippi State or LSU 3 times. Is that just something, is there too much made of that, or is it really that
I think it's too much made of it. I think right now it's a new start, a new season for everybody. I know we say that around conference time, but more than worrying about or being overconfident because we've had some measured success, we've shown our team on video how all of those games could have gone either way. LSU got the best of us in the first half at LSU. They made a strong comeback on us a little bit at home. Mississippi State, both games could have gone either way, and we know they're capable. So we're not light years ahead of any of those teams. We're a team that have shown our youth and inexperience with some of the careless turnovers we've had. So we can't overlook anybody, and we're definitely not going to be overconfident.
You said it earlier about playing 2 halves. And just this last game, and you got to be killing them first half of Tennessee. If we can duplicate that in the second half, we'll be a tough out for anybody.
Yeah, that's the main thing for us. We haven't been consistent for a long period of time. We've always talked about sustainable runs, defensively and offensively. We shoot too quick. I'm not a guy that wants us to play some Princeton-style offense where we got to pass the ball around, for 20 times, but that one shot and a miss, and we don't have great conversion on defense is not good for us.
Last thing for me, and I'll let somebody else get in. While I got you, I want to ask you about Kim Anderson, because I know there's a lot of pressure on coaches. He took over a tough situation. I mean, that's his school. He was the Big 8 Player of the Year in 1977. After 3 years, he's out. Just your
4
thoughts.
years, or is it 4 years?
I thought it was 3.
Okay.
And he's done. Just your thoughts on that.
Well, if the Spurs would have given up on Greg Popovich after year 1 or 2 specifically, he wouldn't have had an opportunity. Billy Kennedy, look at his situation at Texas A&M. Took him a little while to get it going, but by the time he got to that 5th year, next thing you know, Sweet 16. We're just in the microwave era, and I don't know what the expectations were there, but that's kind of what coaches have to go through sometime. And I feel bad for him. I left him a voicemail. He texted me back, and it's just really unfortunate that our coaches don't have a little bit longer to try to get those programs going, especially after they've had some adversity or some NCAA situations that happened to their team prior to them getting there.
As another coach, though, does that kind of open your eyes a little bit? I mean, I'm sure you know the situation, of course. It doesn't sound like you're in similar circumstances, but still, as a young coach yourself, trying to, 2 years in, does that kind of...
Well, for me, if I was only going to have 3 years to get this ship going, I wouldn't have never signed on. It's just not going to happen, The previous staff got 6 years, and if somebody would have given up on Wimp after 1 year, right, then he wouldn't have ever had a sustainable long run like he did. So I know sometimes people want quick fixes. If you want that, it's not going to work. We got to have a time to get our recruiting classes in, get a chance to build a program, not just build a team. But hopefully, coaches will have a lot longer than 3 years.
With the postseason awards coming out today, just what were your thoughts on Braxton Key being on the last
We're so
year?
happy for him. Obviously, when guys get those awards like Retton did last year, it's also a team award because the team helped set screens, make on-time, on-target passes, cover for guys on defense. So he was really grateful for his teammates, and he's just been a joy to coach like all of our guys. I was hoping that Dejon would make it also, but we're glad that he made it, and it's just a sign of progress of our team.
You were talking about Mississippi State and LSU. How do you go into preparing for two different teams? Do you just kind of take a little bit of both, or?
The main thing is we worked on ourselves. It was 75% Alabama, but also we took time, and Mississippi State is Coach Pelfrey's scout, so he showed us some Mississippi State stuff, especially some of the new wrinkles that they're using, and Pet showed us some LSU stuff. So we did hit on it, and then we'll work on it a little bit more tomorrow. I just think you can't overthink it. You can't oversaturate their brains. We'll watch their games on tomorrow night and see where we are. But we really needed to work on us, especially on the offensive end of the floor.
And Coach, health-wise and confidence-wise, how do you feel about the team going into the tournament?
I'm looking for a breakthrough in terms of handling adversity. I'm looking for some sign of growth when we've come up empty on 3 straight possessions and then we don't come down and shoot a contested 3 on the third one. I'm looking for us to do a better job with rebounding, especially defensive end. We've had some slippage there. Teams have gotten into double-digit offensive rebounds on us. So I'm looking for us to grow in those areas. So we have as much a right to improve in our first game as anybody in the tournament. Last year, obviously we knew our opponent, Ole Miss. Now it's a little bit different, but we just got to make sure that we're ready to play, especially psychologically and mentally.
Avery, any update on Shannon Hill? Any news there?
Still the same status, out.
Are you at all cognizant of what this team needs to do to make the postseason still? I mean, knowing that maybe you need 1 or 2 in this tournament to kind of secure a spot for it.
I really think, Alex, we need 1. We need a game. We just need a game. There's no looking beyond our first game. Our tournament is our first game. And we got to go out there and play all out on both ends of the floor. Really be who we've been all year on defense, and see if we can put together a better game offensively. It's doable. We've shown signs of it. We've shown signs at Georgia. We've shown some signs against Ole Miss at home. We've shown signs in certain halves of our games. So the men, they got it inside of them. They just have to believe it and do it on the floor. But we're not playing against ourselves. Other teams scout also.
What's been the key to this team's ability to respond after a difficult game or something like that? Kind of, especially coming off this last one.
We haven't been a team that can handle prosperity. We win a game or 2, and then here comes a clunker in game 3. We lose, boy, their attention and their focus in the film session and on the court, they're locked in. They're holding each other accountable on the floor when a guy makes a mistake. Before I can even tell one of the players, now some of the players are jumping in, correcting his teammate. It's a different deal. So hopefully we'll get that same type of response because we didn't like how the game ended at Tennessee.
Can you carry that over to 2 games in a row?
We're not thinking about 2 games in a row or 3 games in a row. We're thinking about the first 4 minutes of game 1 in the next 4 minutes. Because if you're thinking about 2 and 3 games, we're not that good to do that. Maybe in year 3 of the program, we may be able to graduate to that level. Not now.
Let's do one more question, guys.
Anybody else?
Thanks, Avery.
All right,
Thank you,
guys.
Coach.